The Battle of Waterloo, a tale of ambition, audacity, and a rather inconvenient downfall. Picture this, June 18, 1815, a day when Europe held its breath. A day that would either resurrect an empire or bury it once and for all. In one corner, we have Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who rose from obscurity to become the Emperor of France. A title he apparently liked so much he took it twice. After a brief vacation on the idyllic island of Elba, courtesy of the European powers, Napoleon, clearly not a fan of peaceful retirements, made a comeback, determined to restore his glory. This was a part of his 100 Days campaign, a term that makes it sound like a promotional tour rather than a military campaign. On the other side, we have the Seventh Coalition, a group of countries who had had quite enough of Napoleon's antics. Thank you very much. This coalition was led by the Duke of Wellington, a man known for his unflappable demeanor and a name that would later become synonymous with beef wrapped in pastry. His army was a mix of British, Dutch, Belgian, and German soldiers, totaling 68,000 men. Meanwhile, the Prussian army, under the command of Gebhard von Blücher, chipped in another 45,000 soldiers. The stage was set near Waterloo, a village in what was then the United Kingdom of the Netherlands, now Belgium. Napoleon, with his 72,000 French troops, faced off against this multinational force. Our man Napoleon, ever the strategist, aimed to attack these armies separately before they could unite and crash his party. The battle itself was like a game of chess, if the chess pieces were thousands of men and the stakes were the control of Europe. Wellington's army held their ground at Quatre Bras, and the Prussians withdrew in good order from another battle at Ligny. Napoleon, perhaps feeling a bit overconfident, sent a third of his forces to chase the Prussians, which meant they missed the main event at Waterloo. On the fateful day, Wellington's army withstood repeated French attacks. It was, in Wellington's own words, the nearest run thing you ever saw in your life. Just when Napoleon thought he might snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, the Prussian army turned up to ruin his day. In the evening, Napoleon threw his last reserves into the fray, but it was not to be. The French army was routed, and Napoleon's dreams of empire crumbled faster than a stale croissant. The aftermath? Napoleon lost around 25,000 men and was forced to abdicate again, which really must have been quite embarrassing. The defeat at Waterloo marked the end of his 100 Days' return from exile, and with it, the First French Empire. This battle set a precedent for relative peace in Europe, a period known as the Pax Britannica. And in popular culture, meeting one's Waterloo became synonymous with suffering a decisive final defeat, much like Napoleon did on that fateful day. So, there you have it, the Battle of Waterloo, a saga of ambition, strategy, and a coalition that decided it was high time to cancel the Napoleon show. The course of European history was altered, and all it took was one long day of fighting, a few tactical blunders, and the tenacity of a coalition that clearly had enough of one man's imperial dreams.